Hi everyone, June here from Red Daisy Crafts and the Creative Kit Lab. I am here for another fun Sunday Live. We are going to be playing with the new paper pumpkin for August. It is, if I get the name right, Farmhouse Florals. So I am so excited. It arrived yesterday, so I'm excited to play with it with you for the first time. So before we get started, let's just talk about it. We have September left in our quarterly setup for Paper Pumpkin. It is fall for twall. And if you haven't taken a look at it, it looks totally amazing. And I cannot wait to play with it. Next month with you. And I have gotten some of the coordinating products already, and I did a live a few minutes ago, maybe about an hour ago, just showing you some of the new products that I grabbed, and I'm excited to play with all of those. So really looking forward to utilizing a lot of the fun new products that are coming out that coordinate with this. I think this kit looks amazing and perfect for autumn. Perfect for Thanksgiving cards and just good old friendship types of cards. So looking forward to that. Just want to just remind you that if you haven't already gotten your coordinating dies for the month, for this quarter, they are the Circle of Seasons dies. They are fantastic, and we have used them a lot. And I look forward to using them more, even with this month's kit. So the Hello is the primary die that is for this month, plus the circle, and the other ones, who knows, we might find a reason to include them. So let's go ahead and start looking at our kit for the month. So here it is. Let me put us down to the table. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. I hope that you'll say hello as you come on and check out all the goodness with us. So this month, I already took off the tissue just to save time. This month we have 2 stamp sets. It's so awesome when we get that special gift, and I'm excited to show these more to you once we get further into the kit. The spot this month is Secret Sea, so love getting a new color that I've never had before. And here are the pieces I'm looking for, and so let's see. Here are the stamps. So this is the set that is meant for the kit. So you have for you, thank you, just a note, you are loved, XOXO, hello, to say, forever your friend, and good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. I love the stamps and the sentiment. We have this gorgeous little flower twig. We have these little dots, which are kind of like an eyelet. They're the shape of what eyelet fabric would look like. Then you have this beautiful set here too, with the teapot, the floral, the like a bouquet of flowers. You have a medium, I guess maybe that would be the larger flower, and a small flower, and little leaves here, and we have the teapot. Then we have You're Simply the Best, which I love that the fonts coordinate between the two. Thank you for your constant friendship and listening ear. What a really great sentiment to include for the inside. Always here for you. Another little cluster of what looks like the eyelet image. And then For a Great Friend. So really fabulous stamps in this month's kit. And so I will be getting out my usual little pocket for those. And let me just grab that while I'm right here. So I have I'm going to have 2 pockets I'm going to need. And to put our stamps in. So I will keep that handy for that. Okay, here are the cards that this kit was intended to make. Hey, Wanda, thanks for joining. I know, I hope you get it soon. I was so surprised to receive it yesterday. And just, it always makes me so happy whenever I can get a new one and start on a new kit to play with. And so lots of fun things. There looks like some new things we're going to be doing in these cards. So it seems like there's not a lot to do with them, but some different things. So we have the full color instructions. If it's your first time to hear about Paper Pumpkin, you get everything you need in the kit to create the cards that the kit was intended to create. And so we're just going to set that aside and we are going to start to dig in. And for sure, we will make one, we will make all the cards tonight. And I don't know that we'll do an alternate. I didn't plan anything. I'm actually opening this with you right now for the first time. So we have inside some linen thread, looks like not a lot, but some linen thread. Of course, I have more if I need it. So we have that, and then we have mini dimensionals. So if you can see that, so we have a pack of mini dimensionals, and then so we have envelopes, and they are all the same. So pretty plain, nothing on the inside of the envelopes, but this is a beautiful pattern of that eyelet dots in Secret Sea with a tone on tone in a lighter color. So we have 9 envelopes. So that is perfect. Okay, so here is one of our card bases. So we have 3 of these card bases, and I don't know if you can see, but it's like a natural, we used to have a card stock years ago that what looked like this. It was just kind of a ivory color, but it had little specks in it of color, and so that's what this is. Cute little handbag, that's for sure. So that we have that, and now we have one that's plain, just a plain card base of that natural design. We have some labels here for our sentiments. Oh, this is beautiful. And then we have a third card base, the typewriter, and that's absolutely stunning. So really, really beautiful. Love it. So I am going to just kind of set those aside for now. So we have, looks like we have 3 die cuts of what looks to be like a windowsill with some flower pots on it, or vases, kind of a thing. So we have that. Then we have 3 sheets of die cuts. That's it. We got a lot of simple here. So we have some flowers, we have a purse, different flowers, and a typewriter. So I am just going to grab one of these and one of these, and I'm going to grab one of those card bases and that and this. And the rest of this I'm going to put back in my box along with my envelopes, and we will get started. So let's see here. If I break this down into the little elements. So on the inside of your instruction guide, you have the directions for each card, but on the flip side, you have this little area that just tells you what you need for each card. So I'm just going to break it up right now. And so this blank card base is for this item. And we just need one of these little tags out of here. So that's what we're going to need for that one. So I'm going to set that aside. And then for this one, we are going to need this little tag out of here. So just grabbing that. And then we're going to need these little flowers right here. We're going to need the handle of the purse. Okay. And we're going to need the purse. Just want to be careful here. This doesn't feel like it wants to come undone. So let's just see here. There we go. And then we need one of these down here. All right, so I think that is everything for card number 2. And then for this one, we are going to need, oh, we needed one of these for the other one too. All right, so we need that little flower, and then we need these 2 flowers, and we need our typewriter. So that takes care of that. And then we need, looks like this one here. Looks like that. And I believe that is everything. So it looks like we'll have an extra one of each of the tags on the die to use for alternates, and not a whole lot of other extra. So let's go ahead and start with card 1. So we have that here. Let me try to not lose my pieces and put these out of the way. And I'm going to get a drink before I get started. So, all right, so we are going to do some stamping. So let's go ahead and open up our ink spot. So I just like to cut off that edge right there on one side, and I just keep the lid attached on the other side. So we have that right there. And let's see here. We are going to need the flower stem on here. So I'm just pulling that off. We're going to need that. We are going to need You Are Loved. So that's this one right here. And we're going to need that eyelet strip. That's what I'm going to call that. The background, a little eyelet background. And then we're going to need Thank You. And it's in cursive. So we're going to need that. And I think that is all we need from stamps. So let's see here. So I'm going to use this block here, which, in case you're wondering, this is an H block. Okay. And then let's see here. I have these out. I have a little skinny block here. This is a G. And I have another one for this sentiment. So another G. And then let's see. Does that fit on there? I think it does. Oops, that was upside down. And this block is a C block. All right, so those are the stamps we're going to need for this card. So I'm going to just set that piece aside, as well as the sentiment. And I am going to look for my foam mat while I try to throw things around. So before we get started, it looks like we're going to do some stamping on the inside of our card base. So let me just go ahead and burnish the score line on my card base here, just to get us started. All right, and make it clear which direction we're going. All right, so the first thing it wants us to do is stamp on the inside You are loved. So I just use my little technique here that I use each time, and we'll do some testing, but because I always want to test my stamps, but we're going to need that. And we're going to need our flowers. So let's just do this here and get that all seasoned, I guess you might call it. So how is everybody doing today? I think it is kind of hot here, if you ask me. Where is I have a little piece that I pulled out for testing. This was the piece I was talking to you guys about each week, and now I can use it for the tester. All right, so let's just ink this up and give it a whirl. Make sure we get a good clean. Oh, that's perfect. You are loved. Oh, these look so pretty. I love it. Beautiful. So those are the stamps right now for this card. I might as well go ahead and test these while I'm here because we are going to use them. So let's go ahead and get that worked out and test them while we're all doing this. So let's go ahead and do that. So looks good. All right, so let's try the thank you. I really love this font. Looks so pretty. That looks great. And here's our little, what I think looks like little eyelet pieces. So there we go. So pretty. I am really loving these fonts and just the style of the print, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we are going to be doing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp these flowers on the inside. And this is what I meant by we're doing some things different, because I don't think we ever really have a lot of instructions for putting things on the inside of the card, but this is part of the instructions this month. And so I love that they have taken that into account. So it says for us to do these two flowers like so. All right, that looks beautiful. And then we're going to put "You Are Loved," sorry for the noise, in the center of these two. So I'm just trying to get it right in the center. Hopefully I did. And there we go. So that is what the inside looks like. Really pretty. Really pretty on the inside, right? All right, so the next thing it has us doing is doing some stamping on the front, okay? And we are going to use the eyelet background looking, and we are going to do a couple of these on the front. So I'm going to grab my, I don't know, we don't need it, I don't think. So one is going right at the bottom of here, like so. And then it looks like one's going to go right above it. Right above it. And I am just trying to line it up so it almost looks like a continuous pattern, but it does look like I have a separation enough that it doesn't really look continuous. You've had some hot weather. Oh, wow. Forest fires. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I hate that. That's like so frustrating for allergies and just people who have been inconvenienced. And And of course, terrible for those who have lost their homes. Um, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's so hard. Hopefully you're in a safe place. And okay, so now we are going to put this a little bit off. We're not lining up this side, but this part here in the middle is not going to be seen. Okay, so even though it's overlapping and looking funny, that is not going to be seen. All right, and then we're going to put one more right up here and right there. Okay, and that looks about right. All right, so then the last thing we need to stamp for this card is our little label, and this is going to get the thank you on it. And I'm just making sure I have my label going in the right direction. Okay, and this is going right in that blue line. So I'm going to get my head in here so I can make sure I get it in the right spot. Hopefully I didn't get my head in the camera. And so there we have that. So that's what that looks like. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So this is what we have for our card base. All right. So now we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And just kind of cracking this open a little bit so I can get to them. And it doesn't really have us putting a lot, and I'm in agreement. You don't need a lot. So we're just putting one in each corner and one in the center. Okay, and then we'll get those covers off of there. And then we will flip this over, get it in the right direction. So I want to line this up. Right there, so that I can see where I'm going in the center. I think that looks about right. Like I said, all those little things that were going on top of each other, they are covered up behind that spot. And so this is that card front. It's really very pretty. All right, and then we have this sentiment, and it's getting two dimensionals. I don't know why it's doing this, but this is what it's calling for, right next to each other. When I get that one off of there. And we are going to add this right up here. And it's going to go right out here. Oh, I guess that's why. Because it's going right out at the edge. So let's see. That's got to go. I think we got to bring it down some so that the dimensionals are not hitting that piece there. So now they're kind of laying on top of each other. And to be honest, what I would prefer is to add like a little glue dot. I'm looking here to see if I have any handy, because I know I have to have some somewhere, but I don't see it right near. So I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of my seal. And I'm just going to, because I just want to tack that down. There we go. I just want to tack down that piece. All right. So there we go. I just prefer that. And that's our card. So that's our first card. Very pretty. Very simple. We got a simple situation going on. So let's move on to the next card. So once again, it looks like we're going to be stamping on the inside of all of our cards. And so here is our pieces for this card. So we have the flowers. Thought I had some yellow flowers out for this too. Where are those? Did I lose? Did I lose my flowers already? Let's see. Here they are. There they are. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and burnish our card base. And we will do some stamping on the inside and then again on the outside. All right. So we're doing similar story, but this time we're going to do the top of the flowers. All right. Like so. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment next because it has us using this beautiful language that was in here for and lovely inside of the card. So what was this? It says, good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. So we will use this one. All right. And want to test it because I just think we are doing so good with having good luck. All right, so there we go. Beautiful. There you have that. Nice. They are pretty, aren't they? I agree. All right, so now I think that's the only additional stamp we are using here. Or maybe not. I guess we have a For You that we're using as well. So let me go ahead and get that out. Where is it? All right. Now, this little block is called an A block, and this one is called a D block. And the D block is the same size of the block that you get in your first paper pumpkin. So the ones I'm using are the ergonomic blocks that have the beautiful place for you to put your fingers and hold on to them nice and easy. And so we are going to go ahead and do our little tag here. And so it looks like our tag is going this direction. So let's go ahead and do our For You before we do the other one while I am thinking about it. All right. So there is that. Nice. And then we're going to add our sentiment here before we put in the rest of the flowers. Just want to make sure we have nice placement of them. So very nice. Okay, so that's that. Now more flowers. All right, and then this is going to go right on here, right there. I think I got it pretty even. Oh, beautiful. Doesn't that look so nice? I love it. I really do. Okay. All right. So it looks like we are also stamping on the front. Now, I think this is kind of funny, but this is going to go on top of here. Okay. So we are going to be stamping across that purse on here. And so we're going to have like, this is going to go here like that. And then we're going to have it going out the other side. Okay. And so we're going to have it just like that. All right. And that wasn't very good, to be honest. You can see I did not do the greatest in my stamping right there. I'm not going to stress over it because this is a little bit got a weathered look. And so maybe it was supposed to be like that, right? So, all right, what do we have here? We have a lot of little pieces. So let's go ahead and figure out what we are doing. So we're getting some of our linen thread here to do a bow on it. It says to get 12 inches. So I am going to grab, I think those are the good ones. Did that. Got that right. All right, so I'm just gonna undo the curls here. And we are going to tie our tag onto the strap. All right. This is what it has us doing. Now, let me tell you, it isn't easy to tie something to something when they are not tacked down in a sense. All right. I don't know about you, but it isn't easy. But there we go. We're doing it. All right. Ta-da. So there we have it. We have our little thing tacked on there. Okay. All right. So now we need some dimensionals. Now I have this one here, so I'm just going to keep using it up from last month's kit. And so we're going to put one on the back of the tag right here, like so. And we are going to trim. We're going to trim right up the center of these because we need some skinny ones for the handle. So we are going to have one that's little half of a mini there, and we're going to put a half of a mini on this side. So that takes care of that. All right. Then we have, we need to put some on the purse itself. I don't know why we need 5 on here, but we will follow the rules we always do on the first one, right? And then we're going to have one. Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but it has 3 of them on there. There's not even room for 3. Okay, one on each of these here, and then one here and one here. And I think that's everything. Can you imagine 3 on there? I don't know why. All right, we are going to now put our card together. So I feel like we should start with our biggest piece here. Before we start to place anything else on. Seems like the best plan. Doesn't really give us that direction. So, all right. So this is just gonna go right on here like so. Let's see how that just covered that all up. How nice, right? All right. So the next thing I feel like we should put on is the handle. Okay. And so we're going to get rid of the little pieces here, the covers on our dimensionals. Okay. And I don't know, we have a little white spot. I don't know if you can see it there, that little white spot, that's kind of bothering me. So I am going to cut it off of there. I'm just getting rid of that because that just didn't look right. All right, so now that piece is going right on top of here, like so. So that's what that looks like. And so now we have our little bow and our tag all nicely laid right there. Okay, now I think these guys must go right there. All right. And then we have this, and let's see this one. So this one, that one looks like it goes right there. And this one maybe right here. Oh, it's going this way, like that. So I don't know if you can see the placement of those, but that is where we're going to put them. So let's get our little covers off and put these down. See if I get these all in the right place. That goes this way. There we go. And then get these two little covers off up here, and this one's going to go right on top of that one. I love layering things because it gives such dimension to it. So nice, to be honest. All right. So I want to get, there we go. I want that leaf to get under there. So there you have it. Look at that. You got the dimension, shadowing. It's all the beautiful stuff. All right. So what a beautiful card. Perfect to go with a little gift, or just to send a really beautiful note to your friend, right? Hey, Pauline, thanks for joining. It is a beautiful card kit, isn't it? I'm so glad you got yours. Awesome. I was so happy to get mine as well. And looking forward to coming back next week with some alternates. Yeah, thanks for joining us. All right, so this is the third card. And so here we go. I wanted to point out that there is like a little bit of a cut in the typewriter here for this to slide in. Okay. So you want to be careful with that. All right. So we're going to do some stamping on there. So let's just see here. We need just a note from the stamps. So here we go. Let's grab that. Just a note. All right. And I think that'll fit on there perfectly. All right. What else do we need? It has, okay, this is where to say is coming into play. You know what? I'm going to change this. We're going to use this one for the to say. And I have this other block, which this one is a B block for the just to say. And those are the additional items for this card. All right. So let me grab the foam mat and my little tester paper. Let me get rid of our little trash because that stuff drives me crazy. All those little hexagon papers everywhere. So let's go ahead and test these stamps before we go any further. And I don't know, I'm in this, came in the back and now I just feel stuffy. Crazy. I don't know why. It's not normal. There we go. Those are so great. Those stamps are beautiful. So many great sayings. Oh, thank you, Pauline. That's so nice of you to say. I appreciate that. I love creating all the different alternates for everybody on my channel. All right, so let's see here for the inside. The first thing we have is to do our flowers again. So pretty. All right, so let's see if I can figure out how to get this in the center here. I think that's going to be about right. Hopefully so. Looks pretty good. Pretty good, right? All right, let me straighten up my paper so we don't get the glare from the glass underneath. All right. All right, so this is where we're going to say thank you. So on the front, it's going to say, just a note, to say thank you is what we're doing here. All right, and so we're just going to do this right here. And then we have the thank you. So let's do that right here. So that looks good. And now we'll put the flower again below it. Okay, so that's going to go right here. Hopefully oh, that looks good. I'm happy with myself on that because it's hard at the angle we're at. All right, so the next thing is, this is where we have the just a note. Okay, and this is going to go right at the tippy top of this little paper, which is kind of jagged up at the top. So there we go, just like that. So just a note up at the tippy top. Okay, there we go. So then we are going to have our pieces. So this is going to get put right inside of here. So let's just see where it needs to go. Get it kind of lined up. Here, it's still a little bit high. Let's see, is that right? I think that's right. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over and we're going to put some dimensionals on here. And so I'm going to actually use my dimensionals to a little bit tack it down on the top part. Okay, and then we'll put some more down on this side to tack this piece down. And then we'll put some in the corners out there. So that will be our typewriter. Okay. Then we have dimensionals we need to put on our little flowers. So I have these two here. I'm going to keep my little skinny ones. I don't need to use those. So there we have that one and that one. And then we're going to have one here and one there. So that will take care of that. All right, so let's put our typewriter down first. And then our flowers will go after. Okay, so let's just line this up. There we go. So just like that. Okay, and then it looks like I guess these ones are going right here on top of there. They don't really, these do not necessarily line up with anything. Okay, so just so you know, they are not lining up. Like the size of them, they are going to be a little free form here, and which is fine, but just know if you're trying to line it up, you're not going to be able to. So I want to get that leaf up above. There we go. And then this guy is going right here. Okay, and that, again, there's no flower there that it is mirroring or laying over. It's just where the placement is intended. Okay, and so that just brings out the dimension there. These are really cute. Just a note to say thank you. Really sweet. You know, this kit, you could just make these 3 the way that they are, and they are beautiful. I love the simplistic nature of them, and the sentiments are fantastic. So really, really fun. I have some ideas rolling around in my head. I just know, like, there's not a lot of elements to work with, so I'm trying to think what could we bring in with it. And so I was trying to think about the dies that we have for this quarter and just what can we do with them. So we have the little flower that we could use as well, and we have the hello. We have the circle. So I think we have some things we can kind of work with to bring in some additional elements into this. And of course, we have the other stamp set that came with it. So we have this piece as well. So all kinds of things are just rolling around in my mind about what can we do. Because I think there's a lot of potential to play with. So that's it for today, because I did not plan any alternates yet, and I don't want to take us like here another hour while we figure one out. Because sometimes that first one will take a while, but I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining today, and I appreciate so much you for your support. And if you are new to my channel, I hope that you will like the video if you liked it, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and feel free to share. And if you're in my Facebook group, the Creative Kit Lab, I am happy that you're there and look forward to sharing ideas there as well. So thanks everybody for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week and the rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody.